Spotify Wrapped season is here. Apple Music Replay. All the recaps are starting to come out now that we are nearing the end of 2025. The time of the year everyone loves. Spotify Wrapped is trending. What was your top artist, your top song, top album? Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. This kind of blows me away because I could have swore that a day ago it was 2024. Is anyone here watching this with me on that? Like, am I the only one that feels like a week ago it was 2024 and I was looking at my 2024 recap and now it's about to be 2026? Dude, do I have a pulse? Like, is this real? Why is time so fast now? But to those that didn't know, I use Apple Music, so we have the Apple Music recap that is out now in Spotify Wrapped. I'm not even sure if it's out yet. Usually they kind of tease that and troll with it, maybe in a week or two. But I thought it'd be fun to dive into my yearly recap and see my most played artist, album, song, blah, 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 with all of y'all. Never done this before, so I mean, to make a prediction, my most played song, well, I know what my most played song is. I already went crazy with that. We'll get into that. My most played album, I really don't know. Probably Live Love ASAP. I'm not going to lie. It's a mixtape, but it's going to be on my most played album. So anyway, let's pull this up. All right. So here we are in my Apple Music. We got the Replay Your Music Story is here. I'm actually really excited for this. I'm really curious because I don't know what to expect. Besides my most played song, like I'm sure my most played album is Live Love ASAP. My most played artist, Mac Miller, maybe. Maybe I think it's Mac Miller, or honestly, it might be Deftones at this point. To rap fans, that's gonna be a surprise. But anyway, let's get into this. We have our highlight
guns,
reel.
bitch, clips, bitch. Your girls call Max on my lips, bitch.
That is getting muted. That is so unbelievably loud, by the way. That's my most played song. I mean, there's nothing to explain. I just played the absolute hell out of it. So 136,000 minutes. That's probably that is more than last year. It shows much more than last year. Damn. Okay. 1,100 artists total. I mean, that's pretty much a lot. A new artist rose to the top. Was it Mac? I feel like it was Mac. 8,000. Holy shit. I listened to 8,000 minutes of Mac Miller. Okay. I mean, I was assuming that, but there was a chance it was another artist. Was it Rocky as the second? And these artists, what does it say? And these artists stood by your side. So top artists for each month. Mac, Tyler, Rocky, Alice in Chains. We can go back to that in a minute. Mac was my most played for 2 months in a row. Yeah. 9,400 songs made up your soundtrack. That's kind of insane. One song became your new anthem. This is my most played song, right? Yeah. 291 plays. That's absurd. That's absurd. That's absurd. That's more than I had last year for my most played song. One album took... Okay, I'm actually really excited for this. It was Dirt. No way. Alice in Chains, Dirt. I'm not surprised about that. Amazing album. That's cool. That's cool. I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be Live Love ASAP. Your 2024 genre state. I'm never usually like excited for the genre because obviously it'll be hip hop for me. I keep seeing Pizza and Codeine, dude. Come on, put y'all on the peak. Listen to Pizza and Codeine by Chris Travis. Anyway, what do we got? So top artist, Mac Miller. Top genre, hip hop, obviously expected. So with Montebello High School Prom, it's one of the best cloud rap songs of all time. I discovered Joe Chill World and the Devon Hendrix stuff this year. So obviously you saw the first played was January 17th. Once I listened to that, from January to February and even like March, I was spamming that thing. And I've listened to it all throughout the year, but that spamming is what kind of had me at 291 plays. Holy shit. That is nuts. I have never listened to a song that much in a year in my life. Last year, I played the hell out of Level by Rocky, and that only had 200, 190, 200. 291. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's absurd. We can look at the rest of this though. So, more music that defined your year. So, this is the top 4. Rocky. So, yeah, I knew Deftones was going to climb up there. Became a huge Deftones fan this year. And honestly, it's easy without a doubt. If I would have discovered them a few months earlier, they would have been my top artists, because let this be known, Mac Miller and Rocky have been listening to since the first day of the year, I guess January 2nd, because it said it for Mac Miller. While Deftones, I listened to the first time in July and didn't start fully listening to them like on repeat, I'd say September, October. and they're not my number 3 artist. Like, that's pretty absurd, but, absolutely love them. Tyler at 4. I feel like last year Tyler was my number 1 artist and had an insane, it was like double Mac. It was 16,000, I think. Insane number, but majority of the only stuff I was listening to last year was only Tyler. So I've listened to so much other stuff this year. There's not going to be a single artist with that much, but 8,000 for Mac is a lot. That's a lot. ASAP Rocky 7th, yeah, but I didn't expect Tyler to have that much, not gonna lie. I thought he was gonna be a little lower. I haven't listened to him that much this year. Alice in Chains at 5. Nirvana's above Kanye by only a couple minutes, but that's kind of insane. It's kind of insane. Freddie Gibbs at 8. He's always gonna be up there. Yeah, I thought Alice in Chains would be higher, but they got into the top 5. Nirvana, Kanye, Freddie Gibbs, Kendrick, Mobb Deep, Jid, Chris, Travis. Okay, yeah, Kendrick is another one. Spammed last year, but I kind of haven't listened to him that much this year, but clearly 3,000 minutes still. Mobb Deep kind of went crazy with this year, and this is mainly of The Infamous. Absolutely the best rap album of all time. Jid, new album. A lot of his stuff is good anyway. Chris Travis, one of the best cloud. He's a top 3 cloud rap artist of all time. Pizza and Codeine is peak. Hidden in the Mist is peak. He's got a lot of amazing stuff. So he snuck into that top 15. Didn't expect that. Rihanna, Devon Hendrix, and Peggy. So this is kind of insane to think about because, look, Devon Hendrix and Peggy are the same, obviously. So 2,400, 2,300. That is what? That's 4,700 minutes. So him in total, he's top 5. Peggy's top 5 played artist for me, which is kind of crazy. But if we're like, those are the same person, so that is doubled. He would be top 5. But he takes up 15 and 14. I listened to more Devon than Peggy, but Montebello High School Prom. Rihanna is peak. I don't need anyone saying anything about this, okay? If you're a grown man not listening to Rihanna, what are you doing with your life? Come on, dude. Every grown man listens to Rihanna. Don't hide it. We love our white girl music. Come on. SOS, please. Dude, I'm like, okay, Rihanna's fire. And I dove into her entire discography, so that alone had a lot of minutes, and we'll get into my top songs, because, yeah, I'm going to be doing, holy shit, 289 plays. This is going to top Montebello High School Prom. It's, okay, by the way, the recap came out, it's December 2nd. There's still a whole month. By the end of the year, my most played song is How It Is. I still listen to Montebello High School Prom. I was actually listening to it the other day, yesterday. But How It Is has still been played. This whole mixtape, Pizza and Codeine, is getting repeated still by me. That's going to be my most played song. 289! I just listened to this mixtape for the first time, July. Insane numbers. But then we have Neon Kitchen. And anyway, like I said, for that Q&A, I'm about to do that. My guilty pleasure song is Shut Up and Drive, or anything Rihanna. It's anything Rihanna, to be honest. But, I mean, I kind of had this on repeat. It's fun. Dude, this is a car aux blaster, all right? And again, if you're a grown man, you are listening to Rihanna. Don't even. But we see some other ones. George Clinton is peak. Make It Forever. Honestly, I like Living Loose better, but this was one that I kind of just spammed on repeat when I discovered George Clinton. So y'all got to check that out. What's Up, Peso, Be Quiet and Drive Far Away is absolutely peak. Cherry Waves, Them Bones, Finesse 2, On a Plane. And then we have Scentless Apprentice, Level, and Drain You. Yeah, Nevermind by Nirvana was a huge replay for me. Level is just going to be there every year at this point. And then Finesse 2, peak. All of these are peak, but the Deftones ones are pretty insane because I discovered them recently. And obviously How It Is. That's nuts. That's nuts. 289. I can't even. This is insane, dude. But albums, I am really, really curious about the albums. This is like the most exciting one for me because, I mean, okay, so we get the Apple Music recap of most played songs, like, what, March, February, so you can kind of see that. And I, like, have a reference of what songs I was listening to the most. So albums, I don't really know what to expect. So, okay, yeah, I can obviously expect all of these to be here. On Dirt, we obviously saw was the number 1 with 2,400 minutes. Well, hold on. I'm kind of curious because my most played album 2024 was Chromacopia. Yes, so Chromacopia had 1,821 minutes as my most played album last year. So this had, what, 600 more minutes. Dirt by Alice in Chains. That's only a couple minutes ahead of Live Love ASAP. Not gonna lie. Well, I listen to both of these all the time. So yeah, Dirt is probably going to end up my number one, and Live Love ASAP might take it. Because again, I listen to these both a lot, but I guess we'll see by the actual end of the year. Oh my gosh. I just realized Nevermind is such a bitch. Oh, it's such a bitch. Such a bitch. I'm gonna have to cover out this album cover, and that's gonna be a pain in the butt. Thank you, Nirvana. But that's my number three album. Honestly, I haven't gone to that in a minute because Dirt is the better album, but they're both amazing. So don't need to make it about that. Saturday Night Wrist. I expected that to be here because I've been listening to that like an absurd amount lately. In 1600 minutes, dude. Like, that's insane. I think, again, you gave that more time. That's easily topping Nevermind, but that's still a lot. So this was a kind of expected 1 to 4. So what is the 5 to 8? Okay, damn. Joe Chill World was top 5. Top 5 most played, and that's a pretty concise album. But when you listen to Montebello High School Prom 290 times, 300 listens, Neon Kitchen had a good 150 as well. Yeah, it's gonna make it. And I listened to the rest of the album too. So that's top 5. The Infamous, I mean, I thought that was gonna have more. I thought that was gonna be above Joe Chill World, dude. That's kind of crazy. But I guess, have I listened? I don't know when the last time. It's probably been a month or so since I've actually listened to the Infamous start to finish. It's getting that time of the year. I think we're gonna have to bump it again. But Pizza and Codeine made it. Top 3 cloud rap of all time. This is such a peak mixtape, dude. You got to listen to it. Absolutely peak. And that is probably going to top, man, might top both of these and make the top 5 by the end of the year. Give it 3 weeks. Blonde by Frank Ocean. Yeah, that's just one of those albums that I just am always having in my life listening to. And then we have Good Kid, Mad City, Kids, Balloonerism, White Pony. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm not like they're kind of surprising because again, I don't know exactly what to expect. But Good Kid, Mad City was one of my most played last year, so that's making it again this year, which is a highly replayed album by me, so it makes sense. Kids is just awesome, man. It's awesome. Balloonerism is awesome. Out of 2025 releases, it's my most played. White Pony got into the top 15, and then we have Dark Angels, Good AM, and Swimming. Mac Miller had 4 albums as my most played. I mean, he's my most played artist, but that's kind of absurd. It's also kind of crazy that Balloonerism is my most played Mac album. I thought it was going to be Swimming. Good AM's here. Faces didn't get here, though. Kind of surprising. I thought I'd have Faces over Good AM, but Swimming, I can't believe I have more Good AM than Swimming. Yeah, I have a lot of every Mac album, though. Dark Angels made it. Another cloud rap album that is peak, dude. This is a mixtape, though, pretty sure, but it's peak, dude. That's exciting. So I was really curious about the top 15 albums, but it makes sense. And then top genres, I guess now that I expanded my taste a lot this year, the genres is more interesting. So hip hop rap is the same, it's the same. So it's gonna be different genres, but then hard rock, adult alternative. Is that I'm assuming that's just some of the alternative stuff I listen to because they don't with Apple Music and I think Spotify, like streaming platforms, they don't have everything to the exact genre. Okay, so something like George Clinton, which obviously had some of my most listens, with the song like Make It Forever being up here. Slide was one of my most played albums. That's probably top 20. It's around there. That is labeled just as alternative on Apple Music, and it probably takes it as that when it is like some neo psychedelia dream pop stuff, if you want to get exact. So when it comes to adult alternative, I listen to a lot of psychedelic, neo psychedelia, dream pop, stuff like that, and that's usually labeled as alternative. And then grunge makes sense, Alice in Chains, Nirvana. And then 2025 by the month, I mean, this is already one that I know because every month this drops, but Mac, Tyler, Rocky, Alice in Chains, Rocky. So I had almost a different artist for every month. No, I didn't. Not really. I had Mac for 3 months, Rocky for 2, AIC for 2, and then Deftones for 2. Everything's pretty even though. Tyler for 1 month, and then Freddie Gibbs for July. And December, honestly, I have no clue who's going to be in December. Top songs, yeah. So I was telling you about the Montebello High School Prom. Yeah, the top songs are, I mean, these are expected. I know all of these at this point. It's been Be Quiet and Drive Far Away for 2 months in a row now. Man of the Year, Cherry Waves, Ice Age by Denzel Curry. That's an underrated Denzel Curry song. Yeah, there you go. Rihanna's Peak. And I still have no clue how this got topped out of all the songs on there as my top on in July. I never understood that when that happened, but it's my most played of July. And then top albums, this is another one that is expected. I kind of know all these already. Joe Chill World, Never. Wait a minute. Oh, I thought this was gonna be a different album for every month. If it wasn't for Alice in Chains being so peak, it would have quite literally been a different album every month, and that would be cool because it just shows I've never had that happen before. But Joe Chill World, Nevermind, Blonde, Dirt, I Laid Down My Life for You, Let God Sort Him Out, of course, Saturday Night Wrist, Sylvia Demo, Live Love ASAP, Dirt. And for this month, I'm not gonna lie, it might be Pizza and Cody, and I've been listening to that like crazy, but we're also 2 days into the month, so can't really make any assumptions. But there y'all have it. That is Blaylock's Apple Music recap. This guy just listens to Rihanna, man. What a casual. I'll tell you what though, this is much better than my 2024 recap because I never did that last year, but that wasn't the craziest thing in the world at all compared to this year because I got into so much new music this year. So now that I look at my recap last year, it looks so much different because now it looks super just kind of basic because like I said, I got into so much new music this year, a whole bunch of rock music and other stuff. Tyler, 18,000 minutes. Yeah, that's absurd. Oh, wow. Yeah. I think only some people know of that, dude. I used to listen to an absurd amount of TV Girl, man. Okay. Yeah, I can't even say anything. So, yeah, there y'all have it. The 2025 recap from Blaylock. Let me know what y'all's most played song is, album, and artist. Maybe make a video about that. That'd be pretty cool to do. But I appreciate all of you for watching this video and sticking till the end. Make sure you check out some of the other content, dive into the social media, and I'll see you all in my next video.